I recently did some spring cleaning on my PC, and I found a bunch of old, beautiful Trackmania shortcut replays that I've never shown anyone. I was in 2016, 2017, 2018, saving up for a montage. I was gonna do cut clear out number 2. And then it never happened. I figured I want to show people what I was up to back in the day. People say I'm washed now, but dude, if you see old Wirtual, he was a menace, okay? I'm gonna show you 5 replays. Let me give you a glimpse into the past and some fun memories for me how long I've been playing this game, all right? TMNF. Here's 5 cool shortcuts I did. Number 1, Void Rush. So this is the normal way world record by Kumpelblase, German full speed player. And throughout the run, just try to notice how many checkpoints there are. There are very few on this map. And back in the day, I would scroll through Trackmania Exchange whenever some popular mapper uploaded a new map, and try to look for ones that had few checkpoints, big gaps between them, and then look for ways to take advantage of that. I was a Fastway only member after all. And this map just has suspiciously few checkpoints, which means there's gotta be something. But at the time I found this map, it already had a shortcut. It was shortcut by the player Cracks, saving around 2 seconds. So he does the same start all the way up to the next checkpoint. It's the best way to combine these parts. And then here he realizes, yeah, yo, I'm going to the moon. Jumping across the entire map and getting down to these boosters, bop, and then he can finish from here. So, pretty nice find. He skipped from here, just straight down to the finish, over there. I beat this run by 11 seconds. And what I found is really sick. So what I want to show you here, Trackmania mappers do this a lot, where they place a finish at the start of the map, a GPS. This marks GPS in the old game. So you drive here to see an example run on the map. Because of this detail, I was able to do this. 24 seconds. Same start. Speed sliding before the wall ride. And then, watch this. Jump out to the left, hit this block, and bounce across the map back to the start to beat the world record by 11 seconds in the normal way by 13. And it's actually not world record because this got beaten by my friend and teammate Knock, but aiming this and finding this idea was really fun, and then actually nail it. And when you see the trajectory go like this too, you're like, no way this is gonna go in, right? No way it's gonna go in, and then it actually did. Really fun map. Good memories from this. This was it 2015? Wait, that's crazy. 6th December 2015, I think. This is the comparison between me and world record by Knock. 2015, man. I thought it was like 2016, 2017. Here, we're both going for it. That's Knock's replay up front. He beat me by 0.1. Same shortcut. Here's one more replay from my map. I wonder what this one was, because it's 3 seconds slower. It might have been a water bounce, actually. Sort of the slower shortcut idea that we stumbled upon. Uh-oh. Despair and sadness. Yeah, okay, I would have been upset about this. I'm pretty sure I slammed my desk here 9 years ago. The next I want to show you, it was a competition map for something called All Round Challenge, ARC. And they have this every year in Trackmania. And basically back in the day, there would be one dirt map, one technical map, one full speed map, etc. And I found not 1, not 2, and not 3, but 4 separate shortcuts on this one map. And I can count to 4. 4 shortcuts, 1 map. This is the normal way world record by Gus from Sweden. Just driving TMNF dirt. Very buggy surface, very bouncy. But it does feel more like authentic dirt than in the new game. And he finally gets up here on the plateau. And then here, just 2 or 3 turns remain. So there's a lot of checkpoints on this map. And it might not be immediately obvious where to shortcut, but there's a lot on this map that you can do. Because I spotted the first shortcut, and then I was like, yo, that's already sick. And then I was like, is there gonna be more here? And then I found the second, and then I found the third, and it's a very fun journey of discovery. So watch this. In the start here, you can drop down into a bug slide and immediately go to the checkpoint, skipping the first downhill. Then on the second checkpoint, you can go out to the left, and instead of driving that turn, just jump up the mountain. 2. Then you can go over this wall and take the next checkpoint in reverse order. So you go through it backwards. But now what? Pause here, right? Now you need to somehow get onto this road and get to this checkpoint. And this is really sick that this is possible. You jump, bounce on the dirt mountain, and go into this gap to get back to the route. Because you cannot climb these walls from the outside. And so with that... Did I really crash this run? I did all of those and then I crashed? Bro. I forgot I crashed in this replay. Same virtual. Okay. I thought I was cooler back then, but I guess not. Okay. Third map, guys. A map called Yay. Another Swedish normal way record. Funny how this keeps happening. Also a very intricate shortcut route that I found here, which I thought was cool. It's a technical map. A lot of Trackmania Nations Forever maps I realized look the same, and that one of the best things about the new game is specifically the scenery, that there's more visually that sets maps apart. Like, this looks like any other Nations Forever map, right? But pretty hunted, quite highly awarded and praised map. And a lot of checkpoints. So it once again seems like there shouldn't be anything special that you can do here. Should just drive normally like Sven did. I think it has 13 checkpoints or something. But oftentimes when I look for shortcuts, I will just start with the closest checkpoint and then try to find a route. I realized, like, yeah, I could actually climb this wall and get to this one. That's a close checkpoint. Then you follow the road and you see what happens. Okay, now you're driving the reverse way. What's going on? But then what I realized is that if you do this... So, you get all the checkpoints up until here. You go from this checkpoint, you take everything... I need to write this down. This does not make sense right now. You go from, like, 0 to 1 to, let's say, 7. And then from there, you need to go to 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then 8, right? And what I realized on this map is that that lines up perfectly. It's a really beautiful shortcut once again. First of all, in the start, you can skip here, bounce on the wall and get back on the track, not losing any speed. Tight drifts. And then here, you connect back with an overwall into bug checkpoint. Climbing over the wall, getting bug checkpoint, respawning, and now driving the rest of the track as normal, saving like 2 seconds. But there's a lot of stuff like this in my replay folders. There's a lot of old shortcuts like this that maybe not so visually flashy, but just cool idea. Then there's this map. Colibri. I found a sick shortcut here and did it, and then the map got updated. So this is the current world record. But a key feature is that there's a ring on that sculpture. You have to drive up the sculpture to get the checkpoint ring. Then through here, now long speed slide over the open area, and then finish over here. But on an older version of the map, there's one detail that changed. On an older version of the map, there was a scenery finish block here. There weren't a lot of scenery blocks back in the day. People used finish blocks. Harmless, right? To put a random finish on the map. Well, obviously, when I play this, my first idea was, yeah, let me jump from here into the finish. But if you actually try this, it's not possible. And so you're still kind of limited. You could take a different checkpoint path, but this looks like the only finish. But then, a really sick idea hit me. And as it turns out, it is possible to reach the scenery finish block. You start out with the last checkpoint. Then you want to take the second one and basically drive it counterclockwise. You go through this gap, and you get the last checkpoint on the map, except for the ring. So now I'm going up the statue to get the ring, but how am I going to jump to the finish? Well, I figured out I can drive underneath. I thought this was very clever. Go under the statues, insta-steer to the right, and then jump out, and you get more height from this. It's not at all intuitive, but it was cool. And the last map, guys, this is one of the most insane shortcuts I've done. I couldn't really find a good normal way replay, but my time here is 0.1 or 0.2 of a second away from the normal way world record. Okay? And this is actually a map with, I think, 0 checkpoints. I think it has 0. It's just a tech map. But the problem with the map is that you always climb up. Like, it constantly climbs upward. So there's no way for you to skip from, like, here to the next part of the track. It's up, right? Except the very first uphill is pointed towards the finish. Already, like, alarm bells should start going off in your brain. Like, how could we take advantage of this? You can try to climb over the wall, but you don't get enough height. You can try to get a ram bug, but it's very likely to crash into this and won't make it up to the finish. And yet there's a shortcut here that I did that saves 6 seconds. It is actually one of the coolest shortcuts I've done. I'm gonna play the entire run in like semi-slow motion. Watch this. Watch this. It's a beauty. In the uphill, it is possible to go to the right, get a ram bug, bounce, and land up on top of the statue. Then turn around and drop down into the finish. Like, what? It's so stupid. You're aiming to land up on this. You're not aiming for the finish. It's probably not possible to get direct to the finish, but this Ramstein bug just happens to work. You get a bug right here as you cross the road border that lifts your wheel. And then with that, you can now fly. Would be so scared of missing the drop? Yeah, I was terrified. But you also should just go for it. I thought it was possible to direct when you built it. Yeah, as it turns out, I don't think it is. No one has repeated either going up here or at all getting to the direct fin. So this is the only shortcut time on the map. And this was when? It was uploaded 2019, but that's not when I drove it. Yeah, 2015 was this record driven. Okay. Very old record. And there's plenty of stuff like this, guys. 49 pages of different shortcut runs that I've driven. And I'll show you one more cool one because this is another one I'm very proud of. This is a full speed map called Blue Planet. I think it has 50-ish awards on Trackmania Exchange. I am not even going to show you the normal way. I'm just going to explain this. This is the second checkpoint. And the third checkpoint, you'll notice. So loud, Jesus. It's an eternity away. You can do a full loop around. The third checkpoint's down here. From second checkpoint, mouse cursor, to third checkpoint, mouse cursor. There should be an obvious shortcut. Except people have already shortcut this in the past and the mapper patched it. Like, there's no obvious way at all to get down there. Or is there? Watch this. Watch this. You get to the second checkpoint after the loop, and then magic. Sorry, what was that? Okay, look at this, look at this, look at this. Hit the pipe to go under the block, bouncing and landing at the checkpoint. And then you have to not choke afterwards. And then bit of a bad rest driving part, but it's just full speed to the finish. Zoom. That's where I'll come back a second. But okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed watching some old record replays. People call me a Div 2 player nowadays, but man, looking back, whew, I was up there with the shortcutters. And there's so many more replays I can show in future videos if you guys want to see more. Thank you all for watching, and subscribe to the channel. I appreciate you. Bye bye, YouTube.